Abu Ibrahim began his battles in the early 1930s when he and his people discovered that the British mandate was granting the Zionists land that belonged to Palestinians. Abu Ibrahim fought side by side with courageous men like Izz-ad-Din al-Qassam and later with Abdul Qadir al-Husseini.
وحينما فشلت كل الجهود remembers a particular historical occurrence, the general strike and massive demonstrations on March 30th, 1976, organized by Palestinians in the Galilee in response to Israeli land confiscation and settlement policies. In the confrontation with the Israeli military and security forces, 6 Palestinians were killed, about 100 were wounded, and hundreds of others arrested. This was the first time since 1948 that Palestinians in Israel had organized a response to Israeli policies as a collective national body. It was, however, not the first time that Israel had opened fire on unarmed Palestinian demonstrators. On this date, Palestinians were not simply protesting a few land laws or Israeli settlements. They were responding to years of systematic oppression, violence, and discrimination directed against them by Israel. Although for many, Land Day has become nothing more than an annual ritual where we wave a few flags, light a few candles, and sing several songs, for the overwhelming majority of Palestinians, Land Day is a daily experience. Land confiscations, Israeli settlements, police brutality, severe repression, and death are all aspects of Palestinian life under occupation. The relationship between identity, land, and blood lies at the very heart of the Palestinian struggle and is not simply a relatively obscure event that occurred in March of 1976. We urge all Palestinians and supporters of human rights around the world to remember the martyrs that fell on Land Day and every day, because Land Day is not merely a historical commemoration, it is an ongoing process. Every day has become Land Day for the Palestinian people, regardless of whether they live under occupation, Israeli rule, or like us, in the diaspora.
While all diplomatic attempts failed, and while every request for justice was vetoed by the United Nations by the United States, Abu Ibrahim was forced to continue his fight during 1948. While Abu Ibrahim and his nations realized that the Arab world has failed and sold them out, Abu Ibrahim began a new era of freedom fighting, which launched in 1965 through the Palestinian Revolution. Message to the entire world. Today I come bearing an olive branch in one hand and a freedom fighter's gun in the other. Do not let the olive branch fall from my hand. I repeat, do not let the olive branch fall from my hand.
He assured his fellow Zionists that Palestinians will never come back to their homes. The old will die and the young will forget, is what he said. Israel's key point is that it has a right to exist. Al-Awda's key point is we have a right to return. So I would like to very quickly explain to you what our ultimate goal is. This newly formed Florida chapter of Al-Awda is dedicated to ultimately buy or rent or own a physical and actual building. This building would be a Palestinian cultural center where for generations to come, our children will have a place in America, in Florida, where they can learn the different aspects of our culture that, if not practiced, will eventually fade away. This center will not have any religious affiliation. It will be open to anyone. At this center, we would like to have Arabic classes to learn how to read and write and speak properly, Debka lessons to learn Palestinian Debka, music classes where children or adults can learn how to play the oud, the tabla, the shababe, tatriz, classes to learn how to embroider our beautiful Palestinian thobes, a history class that teaches our children the truth about what happened to Palestine, and so many more possibilities that this center will be able to offer. For the most part, after it gets up and running, this center will manage and sustain itself financially and administratively. But how are we going to achieve this goal? Well, money is one of the two major factors. Money is obtainable through events like this and the previous events we've done, but mostly it will depend on generous donations by people in our community. I want those generous people to know that we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we will be able to issue receipts, and you may get tax deductibles on your income taxes. That's how Hebrew schools and the like do it. Have you seen the beautiful Jewish centers and synagogues? It's not that they are more generous than we are, it's because they know how to use the system to their own advantage. I feel very strongly against paying taxes to the American government that in turn uses it against our own people. So instead of paying taxes to the American government, you can make a generous donation and receive a tax deductible. And you may receive money back actually on your income taxes. We have no problem showing our finances and how the money that we receive is spent. So please consider donating tonight or at any time to your convenience. You can always contact one of our team members and we will be able to meet with you at your own convenience.